Welcome to the program, friend. It is I, your servant, Randall. We are broadcasting from our makeshift studio. You can see the green screen behind us. It's actually green because it's a real forest. It's not a green screen. We're here because my son is being treated for cancer at St. Jude Children's Hospital, and we're running some of our shows that we've shot in the past because my producer and his wife are about to have their first baby, so I ask you to pray for them. In this particular second part of the business of politics, I'm going to focus on Karl Rove, I'm going to focus on John Boehner, and I'm going to show how they manipulate people and push hot buttons to get three things basically. One is money, two is manpower, and three is the vote. Okay, they want to win elections. But what you'll see is that ethics don't matter to them. Being right oftentimes doesn't matter to them. Doing the right thing does not matter to them. If they have to surrender what is right to obtain or retain power, they'll do it. So as we head into the 2014 elections, the Democrats are clearly not going to take the House of Representatives back. They might lose the U.S. Senate. This is going to be a key election cycle. But as I say in this, keep a tight watch on your pocketbook. Because right now, you're being inundated with political fundraisers, PACs, different organizations, 501c3 organizations, raising money off of the hot button issues that you know and love, because your name is on various mailing lists and they're renting and selling each other's mailing lists to one another. And there's a lot of deceit going on. And one other thing, as the data comes forward, as the evidence comes forward, slowly but surely out of Ferguson, we need to understand that the principles that I'm going to discuss on today's program about deceit and fundraising and hot buttons, that's exactly what Al Sharpton is doing, and Eric Holder and Obama in Ferguson, Missouri. You don't see them in South Chicago dealing with the ongoing killings that are happening there. No, no, no. They need that black, white, racist narrative to mobilize their base, to raise money, and to get people out to vote. Enjoy the episode. Welcome to the show, friend. It is I, your servant, Randall. Karl Rove. I don't want to call him public enemy number one, but man, he's close. Karl Rove is launching what he calls the Conservative Victory Project and vows to raise hundreds of millions of dollars to help elect candidates. The problem is they're not real conservative candidates. In fact, some of his right-hand men and big donors are openly mocking people who are truly pro-life. Now, what you have to understand, and this is going to be painful for some of you to hear, but Barack Obama and Harry Reid and Speaker of the House John Boehner, a Republican, and Karl Rove, a Republican, they all play by the same rules. It's about appearances. It's about seducing and deceiving voters and donors for the obtaining and the retention of power. Now, the reason I said it's painful for some people is because they think that the GOP stands for God's own party. It doesn't. It stands for Grand Ole Party. Grumpy old men on Prozac. Sorry. At the March for Life this past year, just a couple weeks ago, the March for Life, the folks who run it, had either the stupidity or the lack of wisdom or the deceit to allow John Boehner to have a featured video played from the platform praising the pro-life movement and saying some inane drivel about him being pro-life and we're winning and blah, blah, blah. How could they be so foolish? Because John Boehner single-handedly refunded Planned Parenthood, the nation's largest murderer of unborn babies. When John Boehner had the chance to tell Obama and Biden, we will not give any more money to Planned Parenthood Because remember, all spending bills, all money that gets spent by the government originate in the House of Representatives. Okay, did you know that? The House of Representatives controls the purse strings. So when the big budget fight happened after the 2010 election, it was Boehner, the newly elected Speaker of the House, who caved in a private meeting with Obama and Biden and agreed to give hundreds of millions of dollars to one of the most nefarious organizations to curse the face of the earth in all of human history, okay? John Boehner has blood on his hands. But following the advice of Machiavelli, which we read yesterday, and by the way, we're going to read more of him today, John Boehner had the shameless, brazen chutzpah to come by way of video to the March for Life and say that he's pro-life and that he wants to defend human life. He's a liar. He's a deceiver. And March for Life should be ashamed of allowing his video to be put on the platform. What's it all about, Alfie? Money, getting invited to the party, having a photo op, being able to raise money. In other words, John Boehner had to take the time to make this video. It's very prestigious for the March for Life to have that video of him. Hey, why didn't he come to the platform in person? Was he too busy? He'd have been booed off. We had people on the ground that would have booed him off with bullhorns because he's treacherous. But Boehner and Karl Rove, the political consultant par excellence, making millions and millions of dollars, deceiving people, these people are committed to pretending to be what we wish they would be. Now, yesterday at the end of the show, I was a little bit rushed, in our previous show rather, I was a little bit rushed giving you some tools to help you protect yourself from being deceived. I want to talk about those again today. I am going to read more of The Prince by Niccolo Machiavelli today, and you're going to see how so many of our politicians, whether they be candidates or already elected officials, are deceiving us and using the things that we cherish most to cause us, to deceive us into helping them get into power, at which point they'll do whatever the heck they please. Don't go away. This is an important program. It's here to equip you for that shootout at the GOP corral. I'll be right back.